If it weren't for Elkanah's wise trick, he might not have been happily married to this day. In a village called Ududu, there lived a remarkable farmer named Elkanah. Elkanah was known far and wide for his bountiful yam fields and his generosity. Elkanah was as handsome as a young lion, with strong, broad shoulders and a bright, charming smile that could warm even the oldest elder's heart. He was also incredibly wealthy, with vast barns of yams, granaries brimming with grains, and herds of livestock. But despite all his riches and his captivating looks, Elkanah was born with one unusual trait that set him apart. He was born with a silent world around him. The elders said it was a mark of the gods, a reminder that no one could be perfect, no matter how richly blessed. Elkanah accepted his silent world with grace, communicating with gestures and expressions that became almost endearing to the people of Ududu. As he grew older, Elkanah realized that it was time to find a wife. But he was clever and understood that many girls might be drawn to him for his wealth and prestige, not for true love. He wanted a wife who would love him, disability and all, not just his possessions. Elkanah pondered on how to find a wife who truly valued him, and one evening, he called his best friend, Okoro, a wise man in the village, and shared his thoughts. "Oh, Elkanah, I have an idea," said Okoro with a twinkle in his eye. "Throw a grand festival and invite all the young maidens from Ududu and the neighboring villages. Announce that you will be choosing a wife. But only those who can demonstrate true kindness, humility, and patience will capture your heart." Elkanah smiled, liking the idea but wanting something a bit more elaborate. He and Okoro thought up a plan so cunning that it would surely reveal the hearts of those who came. The day of the festival arrived, and the entire village was bustling. Maidens arrived in beautiful attire, their faces shining with joy and hopes of becoming the wife of the renowned farmer. The festival grounds were filled with laughter, music, and feast that Elkanah had generously prepared. Just as the celebration was reaching its peak, Elkanah stood before the crowd and announced that he would not choose his wife by looks or charm but through a simple test. He revealed 3 massive pots in front of him. "Inside each pot is a unique type of yam seedling," Elkanah announced. "Each maiden will take 1 yam seedling and care for it for 3 months. In 3 months' time, I will call you all back to see who has nurtured their yam the best. My future wife will be the one who raises the healthiest yam, for only a woman who has patience, care, and diligence will make a good wife." The maidens were eager and quickly picked up their seedlings. Each of them left, some giggling, others looking serious. But what they didn't know was that the yam seedlings Elkanah had given them were actually special in one way: they were barren. 3 months passed, and the maidens returned to Ududu with their pots. One had an empty pot, some had dead plants, but a few, who didn't want to appear as failures, had bought healthy yam plants from the market and planted them in the pots to impress Elkanah. One by one, the girls presented their pots. Elkanah examined each pot carefully, keeping a stoic face. Finally, he came to the last girl in line, a young woman named Amoka. Amoka was not the most flamboyant maiden, but she had gentle eyes and a kind heart. Her pot contained only soil and a small, struggling sprout. "My lord Elkanah, I cared for this yam with all my heart. I watered it daily, shielded it from the sun, but it would not grow," Amoka admitted. "I have brought it as it is, for I could not bear to deceive you." Elkanah's face broke into a wide smile. "Amoka, you are the one I have been looking for," he declared. "You brought me the truth, not a lie. You showed patience, care, and, most importantly, honesty." The crowd gasped, and the other maidens lowered their heads in shame. Elkanah took Amoka's hand and looked into her eyes. "It is not wealth, or beauty, or a perfect harvest that matters in a wife, but truth and loyalty. You, Amoka, have won my heart." The village erupted in cheers as Elkanah and Amoka were betrothed. In time, their union became legendary, and Amoka's patience and honesty continued to bless their home and land. And so, Elkanah's wise strategy taught the entire village the value of sincerity over wealth, showing that even in a world full of treasures, the greatest riches are often those hidden in plain sight.